next guest is Zuzana Révészová from Creative Industry Košice, but today she will tell us about another project she is part of, project Spolka, which deals with urbanism and public engagement in the creation of cities.
Hello, I am very happy to be able to present to you something from our work we are doing in Spolka. We are kind of an embodiment of space and collaboration and cooperation, so that's why we were probably chosen to this conversation. We are a group of architects and sociologists who collaborate on critical urbanism and creation of cities. And we are mainly dealing with participation, workshops, mappings, research. We write and we have fun together. So this is the definition of Spolka. This is an old picture because nowadays official Spolka is 6 people. We have recently been joined by Michal Sladek. But we have also a larger group of people who collaborate with us. And so I was talking about Spolka Plus, which is a larger group of people who have been joining us for different projects and different collaborations. And Hanna is one of the prominent members of Spolka Plus, collaborating with us for a long time. And we have been organizing the flagship project nowadays called Never Never School, and I will talk about it later. And I think it's a great we are very grateful for Hanna for being with us. So I would just like to mention that this is not the complete picture. What we do by collaboration and spatial organization, we have mainly expressed by our exhibition that was organized in Viper Gallery in Prague 2 years ago in 2019. We called this exhibition the Spaces of Collectivity, and we try to prototype the situations that define the thinking of collective in different manners. So we have been discussing this thing of finding common language for dialogues, as Hanna was mentioning, the tools that we try to do this in practice, joining different communities, reaching out for different perspectives and bringing them in discussions of space and discussion of urban development and spatial situations. Although this is the ideal, we try to tackle this in projects that have been in our history mainly connected with the city of Košice. So in this exhibition, we try to bring our memory from the project that was called Plan for Košice, and we tried the discussion about urban master plan, land use plan to the public of Košice, and we try to replicate the situation that we have experienced in co-creation of this collaboration with the mayor and with the municipality, and trying to open this discussion with other people. So the barriers of round tables, which are not concretely round, is kind of metaphorically portrayed in the installation of this table. We were discussing gender issues, gender differences, and so on. We also try to develop our own method for collective mapping, which is shown here in the picture. Which we use for different situations, even online, as will be visible later. But these mappings are exactly the connection between visual tools and discussions on how to try to narrow down the differences that Hanna mentioned in communication. So how to try to communicate different viewpoints in perception of the space, and how to try to create a map that can include all those different perspectives in one picture. So this is the situation from Kina Ustmel, which is in the cinema in Košice, where we organized this with different actors invited for the workshops to get their different viewpoints on the space. And we really see that there are very different perspectives on how this public space in front of the cinema is perceived. Some people are much more focused on the heritage conservation. Some people are more focused on social problems that are around. Some people are protecting the greenery, and that's how we try to show these different viewpoints on the map and create one-on-one dialogues that kind of comes together to larger community dialogue, putting them together and creating one final map in the group. And we try to include non-human perspectives as well, which is a very important issue for us. And we try to include also actors that are not social or cannot be included in the dialogue, and are, for example, animals or plants in being actors of the space. And we try to prototype different viewpoints that might be very important for consideration in urban planning. So this is the possibility also to organize these methods of collective mapping in online space, which was very important in last year and a half. And you can imagine that doing spatial planning in online space, which is not real time, all the people together in the same space, was quite challenging, but we tried to improvement of the physical space mapping. So get inspired from online interface and maybe take it back to physical mapping situations. And in practice, we will organize the mapping and a workshop on collective perception of space in the sites that we collaborate with in Banská Bystrica in Slovakia. This is Majini Hammer, copper. It's a technical heritage site in the center of Banská Bystrica, which is now under review, and there is a potential for further regeneration, and we are trying to include citizens of Banská Bystrica and other stakeholders in collective dialogue. And this is a picture from another project that we try to do in collaboration of space and communication. It's called Mestometer, the city meter, where we we try to model an online tool, an interactive game that simulates urban planning and land use plan. For us, constructive dialogues, lectures and workshops are the most used method of our work. So we organize many public speeches, and we would be happy to share any experience. And for the future, we invite different actors. So I think that even this communication is a potential for further collaboration. And this is just to conclude, our, as I mentioned, flagship project, Never Never School, is based on exploration and experimentation in learning and in collaboration of space. We organized this summer school 2 years ago in the side next to the river in Košice. And we published a book about mapping and exploration of the space. So you can also see it on our website and buy it. And this year, the Never Never School has already selected the participants, and it will take place in September and discuss the spaces of care as the paradigm that we use for perception of spaces and experimentation and exploration. So I think it will also bring interesting results, which also will be presented publicly. So thank you very much. This is just a picture from one of the activities of performative mapping. And so, thank you.